Okay, so this is the sit to stand. It's an incredibly important exercise. What you'll need is a chair or a bench, something you can sit on. The higher the elevated seated surface is, the easier it's going to be. The lower the chair is, the harder it's going to be. So just keep that in mind as you're playing around with this. You might want to have an assortment of things you can use. So we're going to sit down, and the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to make sure that your feet are comfortably planted underneath your knees here. And with the straight back, you're just going to start to lean forward. And what you're really doing here is starting to think of putting the weight of your body into your feet, so that your feet are the things that are supporting you. Okay, so we lean forward, and I'm slowly starting to think of just shifting and taking the weight off of my hips, off of the bench here. We're coming back. We're just going to get some practice in here. If you need to use your hands, you can use them too. Eventually we want to work towards not needing to use the hands, but we can start here. So right there, all the weights in my feet here, and come back. So that's the first part of the movement. And the next stage to this is you're going to shift your weight over your feet. Your feet are now supporting the weight of your body. And when you feel like it's supporting everything, you can just push your feet into the ground, start to stand up, push your hips forward, and then we're standing. Now to come back, we're just going to do the same thing in reverse, but the goal is to try not to plop down into the seat really quickly. You want to be really slow and controlled here. So the first thing, hips come back first, and then we're going to start to bend the knees. If you do need your hands to assist you here, you can put them down and guide you on the bench, but you're just going to go nice and slow. Low, low, low. It feels low sometimes. And once your hips touch the seat, then you can lean back. So it's just the same movement, but in reverse. So again, we have that forward lean where you're loading your feet up, your hips come off the seat, and then we're just going to drive the feet into the ground to stand up, and then just stand up nice and tall. Then again, to go back, hips go back first, and start to bend the knees here, and just lower down with a lot of control. Okay. So if you wanted to do this with your hands, we're leaning forward, you're going to just use the hands either on your armrest or on your seat to push up. And then again on the reverse, you're coming back, hips come back, and then just start to find the seat with your hands, and that's going to just help you out for the last part of the movement here. Other things to just be mindful about is when you're coming up, we want to make sure that the knees are not buckling in together as well. So we want to just make sure that the knees are positioned over the feet. So here, coming up, not letting them come in, and same thing on the way down. People will often have a tendency to let the knees fall in, so we just want to push them out gently and come back. Give it a try.